Mr. Excel podcast is sponsored by Easy Excel. Excel 2010 In-Depth, Chapter 4, Adding a Ribbon Icon. All right, well, hey, I want to welcome you back to the Mr. Excel Netcast. I'm Bill Jellin, again down here in Trinidad, working on podcast for the Excel 2010 In-Depth book. Chapter 4 is all about customizing the ribbon, and if we're talking about customizing the ribbon, the number one most frustrating thing with the ribbon is the fact that pivot tables are not on the data tab where they belong. They are on the insert tab. So as soon as I had the ability to customize the ribbon easily in the Excel interface, I said I'm going to add a pivot table, probably here to the right of sort and filter. That's my goal. So go anywhere to the ribbon, right click, and choose Customize the Ribbon. Let's resize this so you all can see it. There we go. Okay, so we have two sides, a list of commands on the left side, and on the right side, a list of all the tabs. So I'm on the Data tab. I want to come here, Sort and Filter, Data Tools, and say New Group. First, you have to add a group. You can't add icons to existing groups. You have to add your own new group. So there's my new group. I will rename that to be called Pivot Table. Now, the icon that you choose here will only show up when the ribbon is extremely narrow. So, you know, it might be important in some cases. In other cases, it really won't be important at all. I'm just going to choose one. Okay, click OK. All right, so now I have my new group. I now come back to the left-hand side. I need to find my command. So I'm going to go to All Commands. And we will scroll down through all commands. There we go. Looking for, down in the P's, the various pivot table options. Now, a little bit frustrating here. There's several different ones. I think that this one, Insert Tab, Tables, Pivot Table, is the one that I want. So I'm going to add that. And you'll see that that is now a new icon in the Pivot Table tab. I'm not a big pivot chart fan, but let's take Pivot Chart. There we go, that one, and add that as well. All right, so we've now added two icons to our new pivot table group. Let's take a look and see how it looks. So now back here on the Data tab, I have Data Tools, and then the pivot table group with Pivot Table and Pivot Chart. Okay, now you have no control over what size those are going to appear. You can't make them large or small, or say that they're going to appear in some sort of particular order. Still have to go back to Ribbon X for that, but at least we can get them here. We can, move them around, and you see that I added it to the wrong spot. I really wanted it to the right of Sort and Filter, and before Text to Columns. So if we go back, right-click, Customize the Ribbon. Again, we'll make this smaller so it's back in the screen, and come over here to the right side. I should be able to find the brand new item I added, the Pivot Table Custom, and move that up. So now it's between Sort and Filter and Data Tools. Click OK, and now appears back in the right spot. Looks like I chose the wrong pivot chart there. Might take some trial and error to figure out exactly which one you want to add. Well, there you go. Finally, being able to customize the ribbon. We should have been able to do it in 2007, frankly, to be honest, but it's now there. Not as well as we would have been able to do in 2003, but at least they gave us the option without having to learn Ribbon X to add some icons back to the ribbon. So there you have it. Well, hey, I want to thank you for stopping by. We'll see you next time for another netcast from Mr. Excel.